1、2、3、4。
Eins, zwei, drei.
In this episode of Technical Drawing, we're going to explore packaging nets with the digital-based method using the media of Adobe Illustrator. Now I've got Illustrator open at the moment, and I'm going to see if I can make a packaging net that would be used to construct this box form. So let's make a start. Now I'm not going to actually do any measuring. I'm going to work from this front view that I had from my orthogonal. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to convert that point back to 0.25 of a point, so it's really nice and accurate. The only measurement that I do know is I know that it's 60 millimeters wide. So I'll start with that. I've got the transform palette open here. That's really important. I've got my swatches open over here. Later on I'll need the stroke open. I've got the constrain width and height proportions turned off at the moment, which allows me to type in 60 by 36. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a series of shapes that would go around this object, because I'm going to make the front view the ends of the packaging net, and I'm going to make all of this one strip going around it. So there's the first side. The second side, I'm going to start copying. Press shift to rotate, keeping it 90 degrees. I'm going to come back here and I'm going to create each one of these shapes. Doesn't matter if I do them roughly at the start. I'm just going to get a series of shapes going all the right size. So I've got that one. Next, the back one is a little more tricky. Now I've adjusted this model's form to 45 degrees. So again, it's the reason why I do it at 0.25 of a point, so I can get it accurate. Zoom right in. Not too bad. I can come up a little bit here. Use the arrow tools for nudging. Okay, I think I'm reasonably happy with that. Hold down shift and the rotate will go in a neat 45 degrees. I need the back of the object, or the left side of the object. As you know, press Option or Alt and drag to duplicate. It's as simple as that. Just noticing that transform palette there, when it's an odd number like that, just pull it back to 24 millimeters. So that one goes around there. Let's get that in line again. And I need a base. Copy that, rotate it. Measure that out, check that it's 60 on the transform palette, you can see that. And rotate it back. No, which way? I'm confused now. Yeah, I think rotate it back here. Is it? Yep, it's 60 by 60 anyway. Alright, so I've got my rulers turned on and guides. I'm going to remove the guides I had from last time, clear guides. I'm going to bring in a new guide here now. Bring in another guide on the other side. Zoom in and let's get these panel pieces all together nicely. Alright, I've done that. Time to copy the side that will be part of this. I've gone around that side there, haven't I? So let's put this here in place. And time to copy that. And object transform reflect 90 degrees and whack that on there now. Okay, let's take a look. I think that's right. You can see mine over here on the right hand side that I did earlier. That's what I'm trying to rebuild for you. Okay, it's time to go with the tabs now. It's customary to make tabs 10 millimeters. So you see how I duplicated that? Just hold down Shift and Option or Shift and Alt. With the transform palette, make sure I've got the left marker selected and bring that width back to 10 millimeters. I'll do another one before I start adjusting these tabs. There we go. Now, to bring in the tabs, what we do is we have to make them at a slight angle so they fit inside the box easily. Press A. I hope you realize that. This tool up here is V, and the direct selection tool, the white one, is A. Clicking on that point, I've set my preferences back fairly coarse to 0.05 of a millimeter. I normally go smaller than that, but 0.05 seems to do it. If you press Shift and nudge with the arrow, you get a big increment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll do. Let's go 5. Now I'm running into trouble here with this other one, so let's get rid of that one for a second. So I just remember that I'm going Shift and up arrow for 5. Pull another rectangle in line. This time I want to select the right hand side, convert, oh my goodness, convert that to 10 and use the A tool, direct selection tool, 5 nudges. I don't know why I've got that single line there. Something crazy happened when I was showing you that. Again, I've got the right hand selected, 10 millimeters there. Pick the A tool. Whoops, what is happening? Thank you. Okay, let's keep going. I don't want that. I want this at 10. A for direct selection. Selected. 5 nudges. Okay, I've got one more to go. No, 2 more tabs actually. Pull this one and 10 millimeters wide and direct selection again. That's it. And 1 tab on the end. Let's align this. Let's pull it right out. Aligning that with the top marker, I can make a height of 10. And then I press the direct selection tool. And again. Now that I've got the tabs, it's time to copy them and put them on the other side. So I'll copy them here, I'll reflect them, and then place them over here. Okay, now I'm done to that stage. Now I feel what I've got to do now is create one shape from all this. So I'm going to perhaps copy these or ungroup this, Shift Command G or Shift Control G will ungroup. I'm going to copy these circles, just get rid of them at the moment, put them down there. Now I need, as you can imagine, for a packaging net, I need a solid line around the outside and I need broken lines on the inside for folds, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Pathfinder to convert this whole thing to a shape. So I'm going to turn off the stroke. I'm going to turn on the fill. Doesn't really matter what color you use. Select Pathfinder and press Unite. Now we didn't quite get it, so ungroup that. Some of the shapes were not quite overlapping, so I'll just select them and do it. I've got a couple up here that we missed, so again I'll nudge them in and just a touch and do that. Now I have the whole thing, and you see that we have all one shape now, and you can see that as it would be with paper, how that would fold around this shape, and I have a tab for each side. Now we are going to have to trim down one of these tabs once we put it together because of that point there, but at the moment I would just keep going the way I am. Let's kill the fill again, bring back the stroke. So we've come back to a stroke of 1 point. It's time now to start talking about the fold lines. Get the line tool and create a line. While you've got that line selected, open the the stroke tool. The stroke tool sometimes comes out like that. Just press Show Options, press dashed line, and I've had mine set on 6 point. So there's a good dashed line. Come down here and put in all of your fold lines, nudging up where you need to. All the fold lines. And finally, I need 2 fold lines down the length. Don't forget to press Shift when you rotate to keep it in a straight line. 1 there and 1 there. Time now to put these circles back. They're snapping to the center, which is good, and set them to 1 point. So that's pretty much basically it. As I said to you, if I cut it out and folded it up, I would have a little bit of trouble here. I might in fact fold it up and see what I need to do. But looking at that there, that is your packaging net for that form. We have an awareness of the conventions of packaging net, which is it must be all created out of one sheet, that a solid continuous line is for cutting lines, which shows that that's transparent there, and you can see into the body of my form there that it's a window. And then the other convention, second convention, is dashed lines are for folds, and the third convention is that tabs are affixed each. Check also that you only make 1 tab for the end. Don't make 2 tabs, you only need 1.